Alabama seems to be the new target for landfall, with Hurricane Sally currently a Category 1 storm. This thing is moving at 2 miles an hour. Welcome back, everybody. September 15th, 2020, 6:01 p.m. And that's right, Sally is moving at a whopping 2 miles an hour. And this is actually no joke. This is going to cause many issues with the people in the Gulf Coast. We are now looking at an Alabama landfall. That shift to the east continues with Sally. We can see here on windy.com that areas in the Panhandle are even getting more of the rain bands than, let's say, areas of Mississippi near Biloxi. We have Mobile, Alabama getting hit pretty hard, and that inlet right there is going to be a big issue once Sally makes it to the landfall area, which is again deemed to be in Alabama. We may see this shift east enough to where it's going to be a Florida Panhandle landfall. I don't think at this point it really matters. The entire surrounding area is going to be under severe flood watches, and in fact some areas in Mobile, Alabama specifically, and near Satellite, as you could see here on the satellite, are being flooded right now as we speak. If you take a look at this snapshot from the Weather Channel, you could see this is in Gulf Shores, Alabama, currently 76 degrees, but just look at the background there. 10 to 12 foot waves, some even higher right now, and this constant mist going on. And this has been going on all day. This is that storm surge that they talk about, and we still don't even have Sally near the coast yet. And one of the most important things to keep an eye on, especially if you live in any of these Gulf Coast states, the Panhandle of Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, and New Orleans, clearly we can see all of the storm surge warnings that have gone down a little bit because of the weakening of the storm. But don't be tricked into thinking that just because it has been downgraded into a Category 1 storm, that the flooding will not be a major issue, because we're still looking at areas that are going to get an easy 20 inches of rain. So we need to use two separate charts to really add this together. So you can see here the highest storm surge rate is right in that area I told you about, pretty much covering the entire coast of Alabama. But that place that stands out to us is Mobile, Alabama, inside that inlet there. And then we have a little bit of an area here, kind of like the Outer Banks of North Carolina, or the Carolinas for that matter. That little bit of a blockage there, but that's not going to do too much good when we're getting 20 plus inches of rain. And we can see the rain chart here. Look at that deep purple color, mostly covering, again, Alabama, and then moving a little bit east into the Panhandle of Florida. We match up to the chart, and that's 20 inches of rain. Some areas getting 30 plus inches of rain within this purple. It looks like they just ran out of colors to use. And of course, we've talked about this before, but the issue with this storm moving so slow is not so much about the wind speeds. Even though 80 and 90 mile an hour wind speeds, maybe even higher, is nothing to mess with. It's the fact that it's going to be constantly in that counterclockwise rotation, dumping constant water on areas like that western edge of the Panhandle of Florida and all over Alabama, and those bands are also going into Mississippi clearly. And then we got to worry about states like Georgia once this thing does get inland. But the rain and the flooding in all these little inlets here is going to be a huge issue. Already is an issue, like with the snapshot I showed you from the Weather Channel. That has been going on all day long, and it's only going to get worse. Now, we need to find out when the jet stream, there's a dip in the jet stream that's making its way across almost by Texas right now, and by the time we get to landfall tomorrow, probably late morning, early afternoon, it's looking like, based on the speed that it's going, the push from the jet stream is going to catch it right about here and then push it across Georgia and then up into more of the central area of the east coast of the U.S., which we'll be talking about in the near future. And once again, on the water vapor chart, you can see the dense greens are the densest of water and precipitation that you're going to see with this storm, and you can still see all those popping, exploding thunderstorms coming out from the central area of the storm, blowing up all over the coast right now. So we haven't even had a landfall. We're still a good 12 to 14 hours away from that. But when looking at different water vapor charts, we really get a much better idea of what this storm has to offer. And it's not always about the category or the wind speeds. A lot of it has to do with the speed and the flooding and basically the geography of where the storm is going into. And this couldn't be a worse spot or a worse pocket in the Gulf for this storm to actually be at this moment. I will certainly be updating throughout the day tomorrow as Sally approaches landfall in the Alabama area. That may change. Don't quote me to that. It may be the Panhandle of Florida, or we could see a western hook. We just don't know yet. It depends when that jet stream is going to get down here, but the momentum of Sally right now is bringing it right into that area in Alabama. So that is what we have to look forward to as of right now. I will be posting throughout the day tomorrow. As I said, just take a look at this chart, guys. I know I've been saying that a lot, but this is just some unbelievable stuff. You do not see this too often, so those weather lovers out there can appreciate something like this. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you have not already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Every little bit helps, and I appreciate putting out this info to you guys on a daily basis. Thank you so much. Shout out to Canada, especially Ontario. Be safe. Bye-bye.